Sometimes I really hate this laptop. I'm back, sorry about that. Fuse decided to die.
It happens.
Alright, so where was I?
Well, we had just decided to go deeper in.
Alright. Yes, you easily pass through the first level. The second one, is a little more complex. You sort of head down this deep stairway, and it comes to a branch. You can go to the left path or the right path.
Left. And I'm back.
Left path?
Which way do we want to go?
I had to grab my water bottle. What happened?
You're at you've gone down onto the second level of the catacombs, and you can go to the left or to the right.
Just checking. I was saying this about the cruise crash as I was. Is there anything out of order so far? Anything that looks like it's been disturbed?
No. So, which path do you take?
Left.
Sounds fine.
All right.
Yep. Fine.
It's not a long path, perhaps 120 feet in total, and it wraps back on itself, but it leads to a dead end, but it contains the tomb to Gilthran Ironbeard, the second founder of Silverhill and the first to die, despite the fact that he is a dwarf and they legendarily have very long lives.
Oh, I think we learned about this guy in temple school.
Yes,
He
you
was
did.
digging for more ore, and I guess he dug too far, too fast. Something was not careful, and he collapsed the mine on himself.
He is often used as a cautionary tale during Silverhill's original founding, during the original mine dig. He dug an unsafe tunnel because he was just so excited about finding a brand new vein of silver, and when he failed to support the tunnel properly, a chunk of rock fell on his head and killed him.
Nice.
His legacy is mostly humorous, which is unfortunate for him. So you find his tomb here. It is it's sort of a very like a geometric sarcophagus, but you can see on the walls of the area there are murals and carvings of a wide plainsland. He's probably from the Great Plains to the south. Alright.
Continue downward.
Yep, you can go around, down the right pathway. It leads down pretty much a straight hallway. There's a couple of little branching off areas, and you can see that they also contain empty slots for when citizens of Silverhill die. They will be entombed here eventually. You do also notice that on this level there is a very, very large room. That,
I was curious.
Pardon?
Sorry. I was curious if Mira would pass the one of her other grandfather, but
no, these ones are empty.
Okay.
They're not filled yet. You do find this very, very big room. Let's see. It's about 50 feet across. And it contains 3 shrines. The one on the far wall bears a massive black bird carved into the rock with its wings spread and its beak pointing downwards. The one on the left wall bears a jackal-headed man looking down upon where someone would stand in front of the shrine, and the one on the right bears the carved image of a great swan.
No, I'm guessing this is... I'm guessing the big blackbird is for the Raven Queen. And we met someone with the swan emblem upstairs. guess the jackal would be Anubis. Should I be rolling some form of religion check to...
Sure.
Okay.
Go right for it.
18.
Okay, yep, no, you're right. That's a shrine to the Raven Queen, a shrine to Anubis, and a shrine to Tuoni. All three are gods of death and realms beyond death. It seems that this room is sort of a secondary main area. You get the idea that a lot of the clerics come down here and tend to these shrines as well as those in the main body of the building. Additionally, citizens of Silverhill who do die and are entombed in the catacombs probably pass through here for some final rites and then go further down to the catacombs towards their final resting place.
I think I remember being here once when I was really little. I think one of our family friends, one of the farmhands, had taken ill and died, so... I just remember very large carved birds, so I think this is where I was thinking of.
Alright. You can go ahead and continue further
Nothing
down
out of
this.
order here, I assume?
Roll perception.
Is there any
12, unfortunately.
You don't see anything that seems to be out of order, no. You don't know that much about the rites of these various death gods. They are not your gods. But, from what you can tell, these shrines are as they should be.
out of curiosity, is there any any secret compartments or anything?
Roll investigation?
21.
You can go ahead and examine the bases of the shrines. JD, no. JD,
Do not
please...
steal things, guys!
JD, if you're gonna say something hilarious, say it out loud so at least the audience can hear it too. All of you. That goes for all of you. No, you can search the bases of the various shrines, and, let's see. That's what push to talk is for, JD. In the bottom of the... of Anubis's shrine, you find there's sort of like a little drawer, and if you open it, you can find a little collection of little bones and some dried flowers.
Oh dear.
They look like they were put there on purpose.
Oh.
Mira, by the way, is like crossing her arms and tapping her foot and glaring like, it told us not to take anything.
They never said anything about putting in something else.
You can see there are offerings laid out on the shrines, not necessarily in secret compartments, just kind of out there. If you wanted, you could leave it to whoever you want.
I just close up anything that I opened up and walk away.
Those are the only 3 statues, right?
Okay. What?
Those are the only 3 statues, yeah?
Those are the only 3 shrines in the room, yes.
Are there any, like, small... I don't know, like, lesser shrines?
Not in this room. You could probably find one upstairs in the main temple.
We'll get back to that later.
Okay.
We might as well keep going.
Alright.
Mhm.
Sure.
Let's go.
Yeah, you guys go ahead and move on down to level 3. And this one has far more of those alcoves that are splitting off from the sides. And there's a lot of these things. There's like 12 of them. And they hold a lot of people. They're like 30 feet long. They hold a lot of people. And a lot of these are also empty. The Catacombs of Silverhill are very, very large. And you can go all the way down the hallway, and you actually see at the end of this very, very long hallway, and when I say very, very long, let me go ahead and count. Let's see. It's about 200 feet long. And at the end of it, you see a glimmer of light.
I peer closer to the light.
Okay, it is another mausoleum.
Oh, who'd have thunk?
And you see, sort of, these big carved trees in the mausoleum.
Carved trees? Like what kind of carvings?
They're literal. The stone was carved into the shape of trees.
Oh, sneaky.
Like there's pillars in this room, but they are literal stone trees that were crafted. The color, the light is. It appears to be daylight.
Can we see any openings or shafts or anything to the surface?
Yeah, if you go in and you look up, way above you, you do see a sort of a pinprick, where a bit of daylight seems to be shining through all the way from the surface down into this tomb.
No? Nice.
I touch the tree.
It is cool to the touch.
If the tree, if I examine it closer with my expert dwarf mining eyes, does it look like it was something that was a raw piece of granite or stone that was carved into a tree, or does it look like it was a tree that is now stone?
Roll perception? Or investigation? Whichever one is better.
I got a 17.
This is a very convincing mimic of a tree. It was carved from the stone, and you can actually see where the roots and the branches merge back into the ceiling and the floor perfectly. It was not petrified. It was actually just... It's just very good craftsmanship. And you can tell that it is dwarven craftsmanship. And there are dwarves in Silverhill who probably would have done this type of work, perhaps ones that are still alive now, seeing as they live a very long time.
Is it sun?
Is it what?
And they didn't collapse the roof on themselves.
They did not. What was that, JD?
Is it signed?
Is it signed?
Yeah.
You do not see...
Like an artist mark?
Yeah.
You do not see that anywhere. No way you memeing at me.
Is the spot where the sun's filtering down on the floor, is that a warm spot on the floor?
A little. There's not. It's not a direct ray of sunlight because they would have to be like high noon in midsummer for that to function, seeing as it's such a long way down. So no, unfortunately, it is not. There is no sunbeam puddle.
Too bad.
Yeah. You will also notice that the sarcophagus or tomb in this or coffin, I guess, in the center of the room is empty.
Would it be a knowledge history check to figure out if this is one of the founders or?
Sure. You can go ahead.
I think the word you were looking for was crypt.
18.
Yeah, no, this is, you know a little more about this one. This was originally going to be the tomb for one of the founders, a half-elf named Ezra, but they are buried on the lowest level instead, and this one, when Liana dies, she will be buried here.